Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we have one of my best mates, Matt Rogers, in his Focus RS. Pros and cons of owning an RS, go.
I think this is like my favorite car I've ever owned, and I've owned a lot of cars.
You have.
I think the cons, like everything, I sort of bought this wanting to be a daily, but how well it handles, I sort of want to keep the kilometers low.
Yeah.
With a performance car, there's a lot of maintenance you need to do, like tyres are obviously expensive, and when you drive it quite lively, you need to replace those on a regular. And I'm pedantic as well, the way I sort of clean and maintain it, so I'm doing oil changes every like 5,000 kilometers, filters and things, so that's probably the downside to it. Nothing I can really think of. Wanting more power?
Yeah, that's definitely a guilty pleasure, isn't it?
Yeah, always need more power.
What would you do to it performance based? Like, what's next on the list? Or actually first on the list? Have you done any performance mods to it?
Yeah, I've upgraded brakes, so I've done braided brake lines, I've done high performance ceramic pads.
Yep.
I think I'd probably put larger calipers like all around it. Obviously these come with front Brembos.
Yep.
Be nice to put a rear set on.
Yep.
Some like ventilated discs on it, just to sort of do a few hill climbs and those things. In terms of engine wise, my concern is I've read so many forums, I'm part of the Facebook groups, and I've seen guys do stuff to them.
Yep.
And that's when these engines become a little bit less reliable.
Yep.
And they pop. They're known for throwing rods out. They love to do it.
So would you have to pretty much like build it, like have a fully built?
Yeah, there's a company in the UK called Dream Science, and my wish list would be to take one of their crate forged engines and just put it straight in.
Yeah, okay.
And that might be the go. Once this sort of becomes more of a hobby car, once it's not driven every day, maybe take the heart out, put a new engine in that's forged and really get some high power out of it. But first, I always think it's better to do like suspension and brakes, make sure the car can actually handle it first.
Yeah. And like with that crate engine, what specs is that putting out compared to the standard RS engine?
I think they've got a few over there doing like 350 kilowatts at the wheels.
Wow.
So a very lively little car.
Yep.
I think people are pushing like under 4 seconds, 0 to 100.
Jeez.
And obviously with the grip and stuff on this sort of car,
Yeah.
this isn't a limited edition. So like I'd probably do that LSD in the front, make sure that it can handle the corners.
Yep.
I think it's a perfect little package. I really was underwhelmed by them when they first came out. I've always liked hatches and I liked rally inspired cars, so the look always got me.
Yep.
But I thought it was just another sort of overly hyped car.
Yep.
I got to drive, my brother-in-law had one, and after driving it, I didn't obviously push it to its limits. He does the usual, like you can drive it how you want, but you never do when it's someone else's car. And then I realized, wow, this is like a really hidden package. And I think within like 3 months, I'd sold my current car and I'd bought one of these and it was on.
It is a great sound.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit more authentic than some others as well, especially for a stock exhaust.
Definitely. I think the i30Ns is probably would you say the loudest?
The loudest.
I feel like they're so obnoxious, but
I feel like it's also been noted that it's the most electronically enhanced one as well.
How do you find the gearbox?
Yeah, it's actually super heavy. Like, it's nice.
6-speed manual.
The clutch, like you'd expect in a car, this is heavy.
Yeah.
Like in traffic, it's not so fun.
Yeah.
You feel like you're either wearing it out or you're wearing your leg out.
Yeah. So you probably wouldn't have this as a daily driver in Sydney.
Hell no.
I mean,
Hell
you
no.
get away with it if you wanted to, but
You get away with it if you want to change the clutch every like 30,000.
and your left leg would be massive.
And your left car would be huge. Yeah.
Maybe I might need this car.
Yeah.
And the seats are the factory RS Recaros. How do you find them? They're actually, from where I'm sitting, they're pretty good.
Oh, they're amazing.
Very comfy.
I've managed to also like dodge the typical wear that most of these get on that side. I think the only thing with the seat, like everyone that's into cars, as soon as they get in for a car like this, you feel like you're really high up.
Yeah.
And I know there is a company that makes like a seat lowering bracket for it, which is great.
Yeah,
It's definitely something I'd look into, but every time I look into it, it's out of stock. So that's on my next mod list.
Yeah, okay. And how do you find the Focus with the kids in the back?
It's actually fine.
2 car seats in there.
2 car seats in the back. Don't try and fit anyone in the middle of them because it just won't work. But I feel like that's most modern cars and seats.
All right, so I've noticed that the car has some really cool red lights where the feet are. Is that stock?
That's stock, yeah.
Stock. That's pretty cool. That is a nice little feature.
Nice little feature at night, yeah.
Can you change the color of it, or is it just one color?
Just red, I've found.
We're just mucking around here with a little bit of lighting for a bit of a night shoot that we just did. Well, thank you for watching this one, guys. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Matt, for sharing your Focus RS. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you are a Canberra local and you have a car that you'd like me to feature, send us a message.